Other than the video I uploaded 2 days ago, I haven't posted in almost 2 weeks. This is because I was with Kelly Kellum and Matthew Hyland at the Consensus 2024 crypto event in Austin, Texas. Both are brilliant analysts, investors, and traders. I want you people to follow them. And over here to the right, around 3 weeks ago, we covered the inverse head and shoulders for Bitcoin and naturally, the parabolic trend under development. Right now, we are 3% off from a fresh all-time high. Let us go over all of this and more in the video today. What's happening, guys? Welcome once more on the channel. It's June 5th today. As seen on the graphic, Bitcoin is hovering near a significant blue sky breakthrough as we have reached June. Indeed, this indicates that we are tracking the parabolic pattern directly from the textbook. Today it is a spitting image. There are no variances between the textbook diagram and what we currently see, and if you watch this channel, I really have no need to explain this analysis further. If you're not familiar with this channel, it should also make logical just by looking at it. There is a weekly parabolic tendency here. We are about at this vertical turning point. Thus, if you examine the price action of Bitcoin looking left, you will find that we reached $69,000 in November 2021. That was the all-time high past due. Bitcoin tested these levels and subsequently had a decline. We have recovered, as you have seen, into May and now into June. Near what is known as a blue sky breakout is Bitcoin, an asset breaking above all past historical price movement and undergoing what is known as price discovery marks a blue sky breakout. Therefore, a blue sky breakout is most likely what's approaching rather very soon. We are tracking an accelerated trend in price based on exponential increase, and the textbook says the aim is $90,000. In mathematics, a parabola cannot be so steep before it reverses. You have to realize then that we will break it eventually. But until that occurs, I believe we have much more prices to pay. Changing from $70,000 to $90,000 is no joke. For any one of the top players now in use, that represents a significant increase. If they go 25%, 30%, those holding on those billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin will have a quite significant dollar value increase. And now we have Wall Street, correct? Coming in from Wall Street, their only concern is money. Thus, once one goes vertical, profit seekers will follow. And to clarify, if we totally play out where we run toward $90,000, this does not mean the cycle ends. Thus, currently the timing is always the toughest item to forecast, hence to provide you an indication of a possible timeline. But if we do have our final vertical extension up towards our parabolic trend target, followed by a break of that trajectory leading to a longer-term consolidation, and then a push into 2025 with a new year rally, I think this is what makes most sense right now. Looking at seasonality, September is typically the period of lowest performance for not only Bitcoin but also the stock market, which Bitcoin is somewhat tied to. Hence, if we were to obtain the vertical push and reach $90,000 by roughly August or so, September is the worst month of the year on record for Bitcoin and the stock market going back in time of all history. We will thus hence follow some degree of seasonality. Well, that's ideal timing here, climbing vertical into August and then seeing a significant retreat in September, followed by an October bounce, is also really frequent. A sideways consolidation and a push into the new year also fit here. Thus, this parabolic trend projection of $90,000 is not a target for a cycle peak. Simply said, it is an objective for the weekly current trend, and I believe that this cycle will keep widening into 2025. I created a Bitcoin halving cycle profit indicator. On TradingView, is it? When you have between 40 and 80 weeks, the apex of the cycle occurs here, followed by the bear market is free to utilize. 2016's 40th week arrives still somewhat early in the cycle. The 80th week was almost finished, hence bear market enters. The cycle ends here. 2020 with 40 weeks was almost at the first peak, 80 weeks was almost at the second top. It so referred to both peaks more or less. Looking ahead, then, this indicator has mapped the future plots for the top zone with potential. Here in January of 2025 comes the 41st week, and October of 2025 marks the 81st week. Remember also that September is typically the hardest month. This was hence marked October. September, October, and 2025 might therefore be those key bearish zones. I'm looking for top in the 40 to 80 week zone. Bitcoin has thus plenty of space to roam into that sector. In the cycle, we are still early. I wish to get that clear. Let us now turn our attention to the Bitcoin daily chart, a more shorter-term market view here. Actually, since our top we withdrew from, Bitcoin is trending upward. Sitting roughly 3% away from a new all-time high, we are not producing greater lows. It looks great. One senses demand. Bitcoin seems to be wanting to explode. and the RSI on the daily is in line with our arrangement, whereby often when we get a minor downslip, break out from a declining RSI to produce an upswing on the RSI. You then see an uptick on the RSI after a downturn on the RSI, and between these pivot points, these breakouts occur. Usually the significant change in the trend is found in the RSI breaking out. And we just experienced that early in May. And daily RSI is now showing higher lows. We are producing lower highs in price. Furthermore, another thing you will observe is that our high in the RSI occurs in the overbounded zone. Overbowed zone. We are thus not very near to a possible top. This RSI indicates that, should a probable top arrive for the shorter medium term, we may be reaching 90,000. This is all, lads, exactly lining up. It all fits the same analysis we have been offering on this channel for about a year. I therefore hope that everything makes sense. And if you appreciate this kind of material as well as the consistency and forecasts we show on this channel, make sure you subscribe and click the like button. To access some additional materials, sign up for Patreon. We address altcoins here. Supporting the channel best is by means of Patreon. I'll see you all in the next video. Hope your remainder of the week is amazing.